everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay, so now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 6th of November 2021. Starting with very first question. Mulla Periyar Dam located in Kerala is in control of which state? So this dam is located in the state of Kerala, but it is in control of Tamil Nadu. So there has been a long dispute since it presents a threat to lakhs of people living downstream in Kerala, and it irrigates over 2 lakh hectares in 5 districts of Tamil Nadu. Now apart from it, in the previous lectures we have seen that Kerala government has planned to start an online platform to market and deliver the products manufactured by micro, small and medium production units including Kudumbashree. So now under this scheme, assistance will be granted to the self-help groups, and the scheme was launched as a part of PMFME project, which stands for Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises project. And all the self-help group members will be given an initial capital of 40,000 rupees in order to purchase machines. Also, the members involved in the food processing industries will get 35% of the credit-linked capital subsidy, which can lead to maximum of 10 lakh rupees. Fine. Now, a few days back, Sela Tunnel was in news and it belonged to Arunachal Pradesh. So basically the construction of this particular tunnel is expected to be completed by June 2022, and it is expected to be the world's largest bi-lane tunnel at an altitude of more than 13,000 feet. And the construction is being undertaken by Border Road Organization, and now it will cut down the distance to the China border through Arunachal Pradesh by 10 kilometers. Also, the state of Tamil Nadu and Denmark have planned to create an energy island in the Gulf of Mannar to enhance the green energy sector, and hence to achieve this budget, Denmark is likely to invest $5 to $10 billion in the renewable energy sector in the state, and hence with this investment, the island would be able to produce 4 to 10 gigawatts of energy. Also earlier we have seen that Kanyakumari cloves of Tamil Nadu have recently got the GI tag. Fine. Question number 2. Who is the fund manager of the Swami Fund? First of all, what does the term Swami stands for? It is Special Window for Affordable and Mid-Income Housing. So SBI CAP is the fund manager of Swami Fund, and recently the fund has announced complete exit from its investment made in a residential project in Mumbai. And the fund was set up in the year 2020 to provide last mile funding to those affordable housing projects which are stuck due to financial crunch. And Swami has given approval to 95 projects sanctioning over 9,500 crore rupees, which will complete over 57,700 homes. Fine. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Mr. Baldev Prakash has been reappointed as MD and CEO of Jammu Kashmir Bank, and currently he is the Chief General Manager at SBI in Digital and Transaction Banking Marketing Department. Also, Government of India has appointed K.V. Kamath as the first chairperson of National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. So this was being set up as a statutory body which would act as a development financial institution for infrastructure financing in India. Okay. Also, a memorandum of understanding has been signed between India and Maldives to exchange information in the field of public sector audit. Okay. Question number 3. Operation Red Rose is an anti-illicit liquor campaign being implemented in which state? So Punjab's Excise Department has launched Operation Red Rose in 2020 to curb the illicit liquor trading and nail excise related crimes. So recently it has been using precise tracking and monitoring systems like GPS, that is Global Positioning System technology, to check illicit distillation and smuggling of liquor, which has led to rise in suspects booked for crimes and convictions and also rise in revenues. Now apart from it, few days back, Punjab has also launched Innovation Mission Punjab, and it is a kind of public-private partnership mission that will bring in the global investors and experts to catalyze the startups. And the mission will boost the growth potential of Punjab and create a thriving economy by means of generating jobs and inviting investment. Now a few days back, New Delhi has launched a patrolling operation named as Operation Satark. Why? To combat and prevent crimes and make public places more safer. So the Southwest District Police has launched this particular operation where the senior officials including women officials will be patrolling on foot, and this is aimed to enable a thorough check on noise creators and provide confidence among the public. Now apart from it, also Delhi has approved the proposal for issuing unique health cards to each and every citizen under Delhi's HIMS project, which stands for Health Information Management System project. And yes, Delhi-based environment organization LIFE has received the 2021 Right Livelihood Award, and LIFE stands for Legal Initiative for Forest and Environment. So this organization basically empowers vulnerable communities to protect their livelihoods and claim their right to a clean environment. Question number 4. What is the name of the surface-to-surface ballistic missile recently test-fired by India? So India successfully test-fired surface-to-surface ballistic missile named as Agni 5 that can strike the targets at ranges up to 5,000 kilometers with a very high degree of accuracy. And the test firing was carried from APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha, and as per the Defence Ministry, the test is in line with India's stated policy with the commitment to no first use, and this missile has been tested amidst border standoff with China in eastern Ladakh. Now also we have seen that Indian Army has recently deployed Pinaka and Smarch multiple rocket launcher system near the China border to counter any threat across line of actual control. And Pinaka weapon system is actually an autonomous rocket artillery system, and Smarch system is the longest range conventional rocket system that is there. Now apart from it, a new indigenous ship named as Sarthak has recently been commissioned and dedicated to the nation in Goa, and this Sarthak will be based at Porbandar in Gujarat and operate on India's western seaboard. So it will be operated under the operational and administrative control of Commander of Northwest Coast Guard region, and Sarthak is the fourth in the series of 5 OPVs, that is offshore patrol vessels, that are being built indigenously by Goa Shipyard Limited for the Indian Coast Guard. Also earlier we have seen that South Korea has recently launched its first homegrown rocket named as Nuri. Fine. Question number 5. Kushagra Rawat and Shri Hari Nataraj are associated with which sport? So Kushagra Rawat, who belong to Delhi, and Shri Hari Nataraj, belonging to Karnataka, are Indian aquatic champions who have created new national records in 400 meters, freestyle and 100 backstroke events respectively at the 74th Senior National Aquatic Championships. And Sri Hari Nataraj has broken his own national record that was created in the year 2019. Now apart from it, in the previous lecture we have seen that Max Verstappen has recently won the title of US Grand Prix, and UVCAN Foundation is a non-profit organization founded by Indian cricketer Yuvraj Singh which works to fight cancer. And it is in news because recently the foundation has collaborated with SBI Foundation and Government of Goa to launch the initiative named as Swasth Mahila, Swasth Goa, under which free breast cancer screening would be undertaken for 1 lakh women in Goa. Also recently, Indian tennis player Sania Mirza and her Chinese partner Zhang Shui won the women's doubles title at the Ostrava Open that was held in Czech Republic. Can you tell me who has become the first Indian woman wrestler to reach the finals of 2021 World Wrestling Championships? Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 6. Which country has announced to provide $144 million assistance to people of Afghanistan? So the USA has announced that it would provide $144 million help to the people of Afghanistan who have been facing hardships and humanitarian crisis under the Taliban. Also, USA has proposed to provide the assistance directly to international and non-governmental humanitarian organizations like UNHCR, UNICEF, World Health Organization, etc. Okay. Now apart from it, recently US President Joe Biden has announced more conventional proposed rate hikes on the income of large corporations and the wealthiest Americans, similar to the wealth tax. And this new tax would apply to the people with more than $1 billion in assets or $100 million in income for 3 straight years. So billionaires would also face an additional tax on non-tradable assets such as real estate and business interest once those assets are sold, and this new tax is expected to raise $200 billion to $250 billion. Now apart from it, Defense Ministry has signed agreement with USA to procure Mk-54 torpedo and expendables worth 423 crore rupees for Indian Navy. And these weapons are the outfit of P-8I aircraft which has been used for long-range maritime surveillance, anti-submarine warfare and anti-surface warfare. So currently Indian Navy has a total of 11 P-8I aircraft in its fleet which are manufactured by US aerospace company Boeing. And also we have seen that United Nations has recently set up a special trust fund for Afghanistan during its economic crisis, and the primary aim is to inject liquidity in Afghanistan. Okay. Question number 7. The State of Climate Ambition is a report released by which organization? So UNDP, that is United Nations Development Programme, has released this report which has observed that close to 93% of least developed countries have submitted enhanced national climate pledges. And the report is released ahead of the upcoming COP26 climate negotiations. And the report makes a comparative study between the current climate trends and the assessment made in the year 2019 NDC Global Outlook report. Now apart from it, the United Nations General Assembly has declared the year 2021 as the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, with FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, as the lead agency to celebrate this year along with other relevant organizations. So this year seeks to spread awareness on the role played by fruits and vegetables in human nutrition and in food security. Also, NRDC that is the Natural Resources Defense Council, has recently released its annual review of India's action on climate change, and it said that India is to meet its target of reducing emissions by 33 to 35% of its GDP by 2030 from the 2005 levels and achieve 40% of installed power capacity from non-fossil fuels by the year 2030. And talking about NRDC, it is an international non-profit environmental organization which said in its report that India is largely on track to meet its Paris Climate Agreement targets. Question number 8. Which social networking platform is set to rename itself as Meta? So the social networking giant Facebook is set to change its name and rebrand itself as Meta, as announced by its CEO Mark Zuckerberg. So the company's CEO has stated that the word Meta is derived from the Greek word beyond, and it is stated that the company would not have any change in its corporate structure or functioning of its applications. I'm sure you would have this sign on your WhatsApp now. Now, apart from it, the tech major Google has partnered with Ministry of Electronics and IT, Startup Hub, to launch AppScale Academy, which aims to help the Indian startups to create high quality applications. So this initiative of Google would specifically cater to the needs to local early to mid-stage startups in India and support them to create applications in domains like gaming, education, social impact, healthcare, cooking, etc. Okay. Question number 9. Future Skills Prime is a digital skill development initiative of NASSCOM in association with which ministry? So NASSCOM, Union Ministry of Electronics and IT, and the IT industry have come together to launch Future Skills Prime, which is a digital upskilling platform, and it is an aggregator learning platform which offers technologies such as artificial intelligence, IoT, data analytics, cloud computing, etc., whose curriculum are globally accepted. Now, apart from it, Tedros Adhanom is the present Director General of World Health Organization, and he has been elected unopposed as the Director General of World Health Organization for its second term. So he belongs to Ethiopia, who holds a doctorate in community health, and he is the first African to head WHO and is also the first non-doctor to hold this position. Now, apart from it, UNODC, that is the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, was established in the year 1997 and the headquarters lies in Vienna, Austria. And why it is in news? Because recently it has launched DDF, that is Data Disclosure Framework, in association with the Security Council Counter-Terrorism Committee Executive Directorate. So this DDF is a tool which describes the practices developed to handle and respond to the data request from foreign criminal justice authorities for counter-terrorism investigations. Also, the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry has recently recommended that the National Fund to Control Drug Abuse may be used to carry out de-addiction programs. So this fund was created in accordance with the provision of Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985, and the act states that the fund would be used to combat illicit trafficking and narcotics and also will help in preventing drug abuse. So as the fund is being used only for policing activities, the ministry proposed to add de-addiction word to this fund. Okay. Coming to last question, Mukhyamantri Avasiya Bhu Adhikar Yojana pertains to which state? So the government of Madhya Pradesh has announced to provide residential lands free of cost to the people of the state who do not own any land. And this land can be used for building own houses by the people, and the free plots would be provided under the scheme named as Mukhyamantri Avasiya Bhu Adhikar Yojana. Now, few days back, MP has decided to implement Mukhyamantri Rashan Aapke Dwar scheme, and it will be implemented to benefit the poor tribal families. So basically it will be implemented in tribal development blocks of the state, excluding those blocks which fall under district which are undergoing bipoles. And the scheme is going to benefit the tribal families of around 7,511 villages in 74 development blocks of 16 districts. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenuzat Sana signing off.